What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Let's get straight into the action, because following UFC 3 Seek, the official UFC rankings have been updated across several divisions, and there are some major shifts that have people talking all across the MMA world. Starting with the pound-for-pound rankings, one of the biggest headlines to come out of this update is Alexander Volkanovski jumping ahead of Alex Pereira. After his latest performance, Volkanovski's position at the very top has been reinforced, and this move marks a huge moment in the ongoing pound-for-pound debate. His performance did just win him a fight. It reshaped the rankings entirely. In the featherweight division, Lerone Murphy continues his steady climb up the ladder, moving up one spot and inching closer to the elite tier. At lightweight, Benoit St. Denis has surged into the number 5 position, a significant leap that reflects his recent momentum. Even more eye-catching was Mauricio Ruffi, who made one of the largest jumps in the entire update, climbing 5 spots to land at number 9. Over in the heavyweight rankings, Tai Tuivasa somehow managed to hold onto a top 15 spot, despite recent setbacks, a testament to both his popularity and the depth of the division. Talison Teixeira also saw positive movement, climbing 4 spots to settle at number 11. Meanwhile, there was some bad news at welterweight, as Shavkat Rakhmonov has been removed from the rankings altogether due to yet another knee injury. That development has raised serious questions about his return timeline and long-term health moving forward. Before we move on, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy staying up to date with all the latest MMA news. Now, moving on to the next story. Lerone Murphy, who was originally scheduled to face Movsar Evloev at UFC London, recently shared his thoughts on the Alexander Volkanovski vs. Diego Lopes main event at UFC 3. Speaking about the fight, Murphy said he watched it closely and felt that the outcome was largely what most people expected. In his view, once Volkanovski stepped into the cage, the direction of the fight felt fairly predictable. Murphy did give credit to Diego Lopes, acknowledging that Lopes made noticeable adjustments compared to some of his earlier performances. He admitted that Lopes looked sharper, more composed, and clearly improved. However, despite those improvements, Murphy felt that Volkanovski simply had the matchup figured out. According to him, Volkanovski looked calm, precise, and fully in control throughout the fight, once again showing why he sits at the top of the division. That said, Murphy was honest about how difficult it was to watch the fight on a personal level. He admitted that it hurt seeing that bout unfold because he truly believes he should have been the one standing across from Volkanovski that night. Still, he made it clear that he is trying to move forward. With a new fight now in front of him, Murphy said it's time to refocus and get back to work. Murphy also confidently stated that if he had been the one fighting Volkanovski at UFC 3 he believes he would have gotten the job done. He emphasized that this belief comes with no disrespect. He praised Volkanovski as a great fighter and acknowledged that he is at the top for a reason. However, Murphy explained that, while watching the fight, he noticed moments and openings where he feels his own style and approach could have made a real difference. According to Murphy, those observations only strengthened his confidence as he prepares for his upcoming matchup with Movsar Evloev. He remains locked in and determined to prove that he belongs in the title conversation. Moving on to another story, Sean O'Malley continues to stand out as one of the biggest stars in the UFC today and is widely regarded as one of the most dangerous strikers in the bantamweight division. Beyond his success in MMA, O'Malley also has experience in professional boxing, and that background has him genuinely intrigued by the future of Zuffa boxing. In a recent video on his YouTube channel, O'Malley shared his thoughts on the new promotion and the possibility of stepping back into the boxing ring. He admitted that he extremely curious about where Zuffa boxing is headed. From what he seen so far, he believes the promotion has serious potential, especially if they manage to sign a true superstar. In his view, boxing desperately needs a fighter who completely captivates fans, someone people feel they absolutely have to watch every time they compete. While he did to speculate on who that superstar might be, O'Malley made it clear that doubting Dana White is never a smart move. According to him, the concept itself has real upside. When the discussion shifted to his own future, O'Malley did shy away from the idea of transitioning into boxing. He said he would genuinely love to explore the sport more seriously at some point. Although fantasy matchups against big boxing names sound exciting, O'Malley stressed that he does need something massive right away. For him, the appeal is in the journey rather than instant fame. He explained that he is currently 1-0 as a boxer and would prefer a slow, smart build. He talked about facing opponents with similar records, fighters who are 3-0, 4-0, or 5-0, allowing him to develop naturally in the sport. O'Malley also emphasized that money isn't the main motivation. While he expects to be paid fairly, he isn't chasing massive paydays or demanding millions. He said he'd be perfectly happy earning a few $100,000 while focusing on gaining real boxing experience. He also believes his striking style would translate extremely well to boxing, pointing to his movement, timing, and creativity as key strengths. For O'Malley, competing under the Zuffa boxing banner is about ego or hype. It is about testing himself, staying creative, and keeping his passion for fighting alive. Now, moving on to another major update. Tai Tuivasa has finally broken his silence following his 6th straight loss at UFC 305, and the heavyweight made one thing very clear: he is not done. In an emotional message shared on social media, Tuivasa said he has no plans to walk away and remains fully committed to continuing his UFC career. He admitted that the loss hurt deeply, saying it damaged the soul more than any punches ever could. Tuivasa explained that he truly tried, had a strong training camp, and is already looking ahead to getting back into camp with his team. While acknowledging there still a lot of work to be done, he took time to thank everyone who continues to support him, especially the Australian fans who have stood by him throughout his career. He also apologized to those supporters for falling short once again. Tuivasa then opened up on a more personal level, speaking about his son, watching him go through these tough moments. He said it's difficult knowing his child has seen him lose more times than he would like, but he always teaches him that giving everything and continuing to try is what truly matters. As long as he keeps fighting, Tuivasa promised he will never stop trying. He reflected on the week they spent together, showing his son different aspects of life and competition even though the outcome wasn't what they hoped for. Tuivasa said this is simply how life goes sometimes, adding that he hopes he can take all the losses, so his family does. Have to. He thanked everyone who helped him during camp and throughout his time away, and he showed appreciation for his partner for standing by him through everything. He ended the message on a lighter note, tagging Khamzat Chimaev and jokingly asking for wrestling lessons, saying he's tired of getting stuck in grappling exchanges. The message was clear: Tuivasa is hurting, but he's far from finished. Moving on, there's been growing buzz around a potential super fight between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, a matchup many believe could become one of the biggest in UFC history. The idea alone has sparked intense debate, and now Jorge Masvidal has added serious fuel to the discussion. Speaking on his Gamebred podcast, Masvidal explained that beating Islam Makhachev would elevate Ilia into an entirely different level of greatness. He pointed out that no fighter in UFC history has ever won 3 belts, and even attempting something like that puts Ilia in rare territory. According to Masvidal, moving up to 17 pounds to face Makhachev would already be an enormous challenge, but actually pulling it off would remove any debate about greatness. Masvidal emphasized that not all multi-division champions are created equal. He explained that there's a massive difference between simply winning belts and truly beating the best fighters in their prime. He highlighted Ilia's recent wins, saying that defeating Volkanovski, finishing Max Holloway, and then moving up to beat Charles Oliveira already raises serious questions about how special Ilia really is. Masvidal went on to say that moving up to welterweight to face the pound number 1 fighter, someone who has dominated for years, would be completely unheard of. He described Makhachev as a fighter who drags opponents into deep waters and finishes them with ease. If Ilia were to overcome that challenge, Masvidal believes he would no longer be judged by normal standards and would exist in a class of greatness all his own. Next up, Robert Whittaker has revealed that he is targeting a return to the octagon in June 2026 and is seriously considering a move up to light heavyweight. The former champion shared that he currently walks around at roughly 25 pounds between camps, which has made the grind of cutting to middleweight increasingly difficult. Whittaker explained that while some fans consider him a small middleweight, he disagrees. He said that although he's shorter with a stocky build, he's still a large athlete overall. He also noted that many fighters at 185 are already taller than him, and the physical gap between middleweight and light heavyweight isn't as big as people think. He emphasized how exhausting the weight cut process has become, explaining that outside of camp, his natural weight stays around 35 pounds. That reality has made the idea of competing at 205 far more appealing, both physically and mentally. Whittaker admitted that the thought of fighting without extreme dieting sounds almost like a dream. When discussing the light heavyweight division, Whitaker said it feels wide open and full of exciting matchups. He believes his skill set could match up well against many of the top contenders. While nothing is finalized, he revealed that conversations are already planned, including meetings in Las Vegas to explore the move further. Moving on, with the UFC's new partnership with Paramount, fans have begun speculating whether fighter pay could finally increase. Following the event, estimated payouts were released, factoring in base pay, sponsorships, and potential bonuses. While unofficial, the figures provide an interesting glimpse into what top fighters may be earning. Alexander Volkanovski is projected to earn between $1.6 and $2.5 million, while Diego Lopes is estimated to take home between $16 and $900. Dan Hooker's projected earnings set between $400 and $600, with Benoit St. Denis slightly below that range depending on bonuses. Rafael Fiziev is estimated between $250,000 and $400. And Tai Tuivasa is projected to earn between $300 and $500, reflecting both his popularity and long tenure with the promotion. Next, after his recent win over Arnold Allen at UFC 3 Jean Silva has made it clear he is pushing hard for the title shot against Volkanovski. He took to social media and shared a clip featuring Israel Adesanya, who suggested that Silva versus Volkanovski could be the fight to make next, even if it means other contenders being passed over. Volkanovski responded quickly, releasing a video of his own addressing the situation. While respectful, he made it clear that Silva isn't currently in position for a title fight. He explained that much of the noise seems focused on building momentum rather than actual positioning. Volkanovski stressed that with other contenders set to fight soon, the landscape makes the situation clear. Finally, Volkanovski also addressed a moment from his fight with Diego Lopes, offering a light-hearted apology. He explained that during the scramble, he believed he was sitting on Lopes' chest, which is why his punches felt awkward. It wasn't until afterward that he realized he was actually sitting on Lopes' face. Volkanovski made it clear the moment was unintentional and apologized directly, saying it was just one of those chaotic situations that happen during high-level grappling exchanges. That is it for today. MMA News. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of MMA.